Ladies and gentlemen, please throw your hands in the air for the greatest podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is able with your host, Eli and Fredy. So put your hands together if you are ready to get the show started. Let's go.
Welcome to Disabled Podcast, where we talk about music, sports, and culture. I'm your host, Eli, co-host Dad.
What up, what up, what up?
What's going on? Can we hear ourselves?
We can hear ourselves. Everything is good.
Okay,
Unless
sorry.
you want some more headphone action.
Yeah, sounding a little low,
You are in the building.
All right, people. Sorry, we've been off for a week. We've been dealing with some stuff.
Yes.
But the playoffs are still on. The NBA lottery happened a couple days ago.
Yes.
And a lot of stuff happened in culture.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Let's get into these NBA playoffs real quick.
Yes. Shout out Fredy. You know what I mean?
Shout out Fredy, who's in Colombia right now.
Yes.
Having a blast. Yeah. So you want to start off with let's get to the Denver OKC series, because that one pretty much the last series
of this round. No, well, Boston is still alive.
Yeah, Boston's still alive.
The Denver series is unique in the sense that both of these teams, to me,
are seem
like evenly matched.
Right.
On any given day, one of the teams could win. Jokic has had two standout games.
Right. One of them they won, and the other one,
and one of them they lost.
They lost, which they should have won because they was up 14.
Yes.
But, you know.
And he didn't get enough help.
Right.
Murray gave him some help. Murray had 28 points.
Right.
Porter had 2 points. Westbrook has 2 points. And I'm hearing rumblings out of the locker room that Westbrook is a problem now. This is what I'm hearing. He's acting immature, or something is going on with Westbrook. So keep an eye on that. And remember, the coach got fired.
Right. Mike
Malone revolving around Westbrook.
Right.
To some capacity.
Right. Because the GM wanted to go younger.
Yes.
And Malone wanted to be keeping veterans because he didn't like the fact that they lost Bruce Brown 2 years ago.
Yes, but I think there could be some other things related to that. Now, this series is 3-2. OKC handled their business in the swing game. 82% of the people who win Game 5 usually win the series.
Game 6 is tonight.
Game 6 is tonight. Who you got?
Denver has to win it. I mean, if they want to stay alive, I think they have something. Because in the last three games I've been watching, they figured something out with OKC to where they can beat them wholeheartedly, in my opinion. But it's just that when the fourth quarter comes, either they turn the ball over too much,
execution,
which is why this is where the Mike Malone situation comes into play.
Coaching.
Yes. Why would you fire your coach 3 days before? That's unheard of.
Unheard of.
If you're going to do that in the offseason after you probably win another championship.
Yes.
And then you got to rethink about the whole firing anyway.
I think they did that on spite. They wanted to spite him because, remember, every time a coach got fired, he had something to say about it.
Right.
You know, because 2 weeks prior to that, they fired the Memphis coach.
Right.
And he was adamant about
his philosophy.
Yeah, these coaches and this and that. And so I think
he was adamant about not relying so much on Ja and using the 3-pointer, right?
Yes. And so the way Malone spoke out about that,
you
know, the coaches have a fraternity.
Right.
They stick together.
Right. And that GM wasn't the GM that he came up with.
Absolutely.
The GM that he came up with is in Minnesota right now, and they went to the Western Conference 2 years in a row. So whatever he's doing is on point.
Right. And so therefore, I think they wanted to spite him, and at the lowest point they fire him, because you just don't do that. Nobody does that.
And we're not discrediting the coach now that is but he's doing a pretty great job.
Yes.
But his execution, you can tell in the execution in the fourth quarter that it starts to crumble.
Yes. There are cracks in the armor.
Gotta give credit to OKC for 2 reasons. One, they're cutting the lanes and stealing that rock is impeccable.
Yes. The way they fill those lanes, and they use their hands a lot, and it seems like everybody they bring in the game play defense.
Right. And shoot threes. And the other thing is, I will admit, Denver is tired.
Yes.
They play 40. Their whole starting lineup is actually been doing what you guys did in the first round, which has been playing 40 minutes a game.
And they play something like 8 games in 14 days.
Right, because it's every other day.
And so, remember, they're coming out of a 7-game series.
Against the Clippers.
And so, if they want this to continue, they got to go into another 7-game series.
Yeah.
And so I do think Denver gets a close one tonight.
Because we thought initially when we watched Game 3, when Denver won Game 3, we thought, okay, this series is over.
Right.
They figured something out. They're going to win Game 4.
Right.
They'll give them Game 5, and then they'll close them out tonight.
Yes.
That's not happening. This is going to have to go automatically 7. I have my personal reasons on why I want Denver to win, but that's on some other stuff. Other than that, I do like OKC, but I do think they are a front run. They actually remind me of Golden State back in 2015, 2016. Where they're front runners.
Yes.
Because when it gets close, they start to buckle too.
Yes. Because they haven't been into a lot of close games.
Right. And except for, I'll give them credit for Shy. Shy is a bit tough. He likes contact.
Yeah.
But he only likes contact to me because he gets fouls.
He gets that whistle.
Yeah. So, that being said, there's only a really 40% chance to me that Denver wins tonight, because I can see the same thing happening where they lead for the first 3 quarters, and then OKC's only down, or they're only up by 10, and then OKC locks in for that last 12 minutes.
Here's my problem with that, Nick, and then that could happen. Denver's usually tough at home in closeout, usually.
Right.
Last year they lost a Game 7.
Right.
That was like an anomaly. Right.
They was up 15 in that game.
They're one of the teams that truly have what we call a home court advantage.
Right.
And so I think tonight the fans know this is the last game
of
this series regardless. And so I think the fans show out. I think Jokic gets help.
Got it.
You know, role players play better at home. I think he gets just enough help from Westbrook.
Okay.
And Porter's going to hit 1 or 2 key shots.
Well, we got to admit, Porter's shoulder is really bad. It has to be bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Because he did admit, I think it's a fracture, because he did admit that he would be normally out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes, but he refused that.
He refused that.
To play.
Right.
And so.
But if you're out there, you're out there. So
you're out there, there's no excuses.
Yeah.
So, but in the series, I think OKC gets it done.
I'm going to go with Denver in 7.
I'm going to go with OKC in 7. There's another series still going on.
Oh, Boston, New York, yes.
The Boston, New York
Shout out to Boston
series.
real quick. I mean, Knicks.
Yeah.
I don't like Boston, except for my old Patriots. I keep an eye on them sometimes.
Yeah.
They doing amazing things. If you would have told me that they were going to be up 3-1 against the Boston, I would have been like, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
And
remember, we thought, we was hoping it was going to go hopefully 6.
Yes.
Let alone, because I was like, Boston probably going to win this in 5.
Right. And in that game, you know, as we mentioned, or we should mention, Jason Tatum towards Achilles.
Yes.
The Knicks were up 9 in that game with 3 minutes left. And people was like, well, we don't know the outcome. Yes, I do know the outcome.
No, we were going to win
We
that
had
game.
the best closer in the business.
And we were going to, and Brunson outplayed Tatum in that 4th quarter.
Yes, he did. And he had the help he needed in the 4th quarter.
Right.
And we had all the momentum.
Right.
So I'm not taking anything away from the game Tatum was having. We had the best closer. But I did know that they would lose last night.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a rally at home.
They had it, though. Because in the first half, Boston looked a little out of shambles without Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
They looked a little...
But this guy, White, was hitting his shots.
White was hitting shots. Brown defensively locked it. They play better. I'm going to be honest with you. They play better without Tatum. They don't have to... Because they're not picking and choosing, okay, who do we... Oh, sorry. Because between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they kind of always pick and choose who they want to run the offense through.
Yeah, and they maybe run it through Tatum.
Right, they may run it through Tatum, but you're not going to do that now because Brown is the only guy we got.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say they're better without a 40-point scorer.
Yeah, but remember, he disappeared. Brown ain't disappearing.
Brown disappeared in one of those games.
He got fouled out in game 5.
Well, then that's a disappear. You can't foul out in a big game like that. Brown is going to show up. I think the role players, they got 7 blocks from that guy off the bench.
Look, yeah.
They got great shooting from Pritchard and White.
Right.
Right? And so at home, that's what you get. I don't think that game translates on the road to Madison Square Garden. It is going to be a zoo in New York tomorrow night.
Buttholes will get tight.
That's tomorrow night, yes?
Yes, that is tomorrow night.
Yes.
Buttholes will get tight. I'm telling you right now.
Yes, but I think New York gets it done. I think we only have one chance to get it done.
I hope they get it done.
No, they're going to get it done.
Because my gut is telling me now, Jalen's going to drop 40 and then get some big shot from either White, Pritchard, or Al Horford.
And Drew Holiday can hit a shot.
Nah, Drew's a little banged up. Something's wrong with him because he don't look as confident defensively
he doesn't,
as he once was.
I agree.
And I'm telling you right now, if the Knicks lose tomorrow, the series is over.
I can agree.
They have one shot to do it.
I can agree. But that's what makes New York, New York. They like that.
But this is what we talked about yesterday. We said, you cannot bank on winning it at home automatically.
No,
you screw around. You lose that game 6. Now you gotta go back into Boston, which they had won there twice.
They won there twice.
I get that. But listen, we go from just Saturday, we was all hyped as this was a guaranteed win. They lose yesterday, because that was a given.
I think that's a given.
Telling you right now, guys.
No. Don't put that bad luck on us.
It's because it's New York. You told me before the season. You told me before the series started. You said, "Look, they're up 2-0. I know the Knicks. They're like the Cowboys.
Yes.
We on a high right now. That bottom's gonna fall out."
But here's the thing. Without Tatum in the Eastern Conference Finals,
they play better. They play better defensively. They're not second guessing nothing. They're running everything through Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown is telling them we are not settling for threes. Tatum is the one that's telling them, well, shoot threes. There's two different philosophies.
No, okay, I can't argue with that.
You being Jaylen telling everybody, we gotta push the paint.
He's my nephew. You do know that.
Wow. You say that whenever you feel like
when he wins.
Yeah, you feel like. But he's telling them, play defense and push the paint. We're not settling for threes.
Yes.
We'll take the threes if they're wide open.
Yeah.
But other than that, you can tell they just play different.
Yeah.
And they trying to pick and choose. It's like stepping on eggshells. Listen.
But the Knicks are fully loaded with no injuries.
Do you feel like they're different than any?
The Knicks are fully loaded with no injuries. The Knicks are going to win.
I hope so.
We're going to withstand Jaylen Brown's
I can't stand
40-point game. And they're going to be keeping it close. And then that fourth quarter is going to come. And they're going to start beating that drum. Boom, boom.
Also, if
all them celebrities going to be there.
If I'm Boston, I don't play Porzingis.
No, I don't. I go with the guy who had seven blocks.
I forgot his last name, but I know his first name.
Yes. So you do that, and
so we both got Knicks in 6. I'm hoping.
Yeah, we got the Knicks in 6.
Okay. All right.
We got the Knicks in 6.
Sorry, I gotta play devil's advocate. I know this story, and I could see it coming, and I'm trying to avoid it.
Congratulations to the Indiana Pacers.
Pacers, yes. They
pulled out a belt.
Easy.
They spanked that ass.
Yeah.
Man.
Easy. I said that 2 weeks ago when we was last on here that I didn't like that matchup for the Cavs.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at... Now, usually I don't really pay attention to regular season matchups, but it was a little alarming that they won 60 games, but they couldn't figure out the Pacers.
Right. The Pacers came in their building twice during the regular season and beat them both times.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they
beat them 3-1 overall.
At home, in their building.
Yes, so
that was a bad matchup.
That was a bad matchup.
And also, too...
And the injuries.
We've come to the conclusion, Mitchell might not be a best first option.
Right, he might be a dynamic 2 option.
Right, and I've seen that story too many times to know the end result. It's like watching the same movie and knowing how it's going to end.
Yes.
I personally feel like this would be a perfect time for LeBron to come back to Cleveland. Me personally. Let Luka have LA.
Right.
Sign him one little 2-year, 1 year option.
Is he bringing his son with him?
Let him live in. You 18.
Yeah. Time to blow up.
And if anything, I'll just have your whole family. Listen, guys, I'm being in Cleveland for a whole year. You can stay with your mom, or I can take her with me. You are going as adult. Woo woo. I'll take the sister because she's 6. Or
Yeah. No, she probably gonna stay with mommy.
Right. But if I take
She's definitely staying with mommy.
But if I take I'm saying have LeBron and Savannah and Jerry come to Cleveland.
He's not going to Cleveland.
Dude, this would be the perfect. Listen, Mitchell can't be the number one option.
Okay,
Garland.
They don't want him in Cleveland.
They clearly need him in Cleveland,
but they don't want him.
Who did they lose that first year to? Because they said this is the third time.
Knicks.
No, that was last year.
Okay, last year they lost to the Knicks. The year before that, I forget.
I have no idea who they lost to.
They might have lost to the Pacers. Who knows?
Right, because they said on the stat sheet on the after they got eliminated, they said that Donovan's been there for 3 years and they haven't made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, well, it's not as. Let me say this, it's not as cut and dry as that, because I think Garland missing the first
that's true,
two games of that series.
But he did come back.
He did, but the first 2 games they lost. He could have split. We got a different series then.
And Mobley and Hunter missed game 2.
Game 2. So that, dude, so you put yourself in a hole against a team that already plays well against you.
Right.
That's already confident that they can beat you.
Right.
You let them steal the first 2 in your building, it was over.
Yeah, it was. And then they ended up, by miraculous hope, winning game 3.
But look at the performance Mitchell had to put on.
Right. And then they got blown out in game 4.
Right.
That game, I checked that game, it was 60-90, it was over.
It was over.
Listen, all I'm saying, I'm just putting on my GM hat. LeBron, LA has not worked out for you since 2020.
Yes.
Go back to Cleveland. Same thing for Kevin Durant.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. If they lose Game 7 to Jokic, and wouldn't that be perfect? Wouldn't that be perfect? After 10 years of both of them leaving their hometown, they come back to win them 2 franchises a championship, and we finally get another Kevin Durant with Shai, and then like LeBron with Donovan Mitchell. In the NBA Finals, Adam Silver called me, man. We can make this happen.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
I can rig the whole thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Give Chet to Phoenix, and give Garland or
Mobley and one of them
dudes to LA.
I like it.
Have Kevin Durant and Shai versus Donovan Mitchell and LeBron James, Cleveland versus OKC.
Stop banging on that table, sir.
Sorry, my bad. Cleveland versus OKC.
I like
12, or what would it be, 12 years later? 13?
No, LeBron left in 2019.
No. The last time those two, the last time those 2 faced off was 2012.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
I forgot.
No, he jumped on the bandwagon team.
18.
Shoot.
What team is Kevin Durant from?
He's on Phoenix
He's
now.
on Phoenix right now.
So where's he from?
OKC.
Well, you mean where was he born or where he started?
Where he started.
Yeah, OKC.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just me.
And let's also big up Minnesota
Oh, yeah.
for taking out your
Yeah, they handled that.
helpless Golden State Warriors.
They handled that bitch. Now, listen, I like the little gauntlet picture of all the little gems
It's
he
an
got.
asterisk.
But that last one, you can't put Stefan on the photo.
Nope, can't put Steph on the photo.
He only played 13 minutes in the game. He only played.
Not
12.
only that, Eli,
And that series would have been totally different with Stefan in the
I
game.
was getting ready to say, I'm going to go out on the limb and say I think Golden State would have beat them in a 7-game series.
How many games?
7.
Okay.
I think the smartness of Golden State
yeah.
and the carelessness
Of Minnesota. Yeah.
because you're not going to do that with Steph in the game. He's going to make you pay.
Right.
And remember, Steph brings a whole different motion,
Gravity pull.
spacing, gravity pull.
Yeah.
Other people are wide open.
Right.
And
Right.
I think they would have got it done because
And we took game 1 off rip
yes,
anyway. Yeah.
and I think the Jimmy Butler effect would have been more effective with.
Yeah. That and
know.
two. Now I can pull up the excuse card. That tailbone probably never healed properly.
Of course it didn't. But you out there.
But you out there.
That's just the way it goes. You out there because he never played the same after the tailbone injury.
Right.
He was extra aggressive. He was putting up 35 if he needed to.
Yeah.
He was
put up
getting loose
33
ball
in game
rebounds.
3, and we
But
was
it looked
supposed
like
to win
it
that.
took. Yeah, it looked like it took everything he had.
Yeah.
So no knock on him. It's just when we talk about gravity pull, look at the space he has to operate when Steph is there, as opposed to when Steph is not there.
Oh, also too, I got my information wrong. Jonathan Kuminga is an unrestricted free agent.
Unrestricted, he's gonna walk.
He's gonna walk,
and he's gonna have his pick of the litter of teams because he's only 22.
Yeah, he might be 20. Oh yeah, you might be right.
He's 22 years old. I got him at like 17, 18 years old.
And I forgot we got him from G League, so he was
Yeah.
Also, so he performed very well in the last 3 games. So
He did.
His stock will be high.
His stock will be very high if somebody's going to pay him, and he may just need to be in a new system.
Yeah.
You know, you under Steve Kerr.
Because I told you last year, Steve Kerr lost hope in him.
Yes.
And then this year, he lost faith in the team.
Yep. And so that situation is over. I think Minnesota, they do have a chance. They will be on the road.
They absolutely do.
No matter which team wins between Denver and OKC, they'll be on the road.
And they play better on the road.
They do.
They absolutely play better on the road.
They do.
My only concern is the turnovers.
Yes.
They have to limit that. Especially if it's going to be against OKC.
But they have enough moving pieces with Julius Randle. Him and Anthony Edwards have created this synergy that really works.
Yeah.
Right? Conley is a steady point guard. He's not a superstar.
DiVincenzo, the sniper from 3.
He is a sniper. Bringing him off your bench, he's a sniper. You got Reed, who's still going to do his thing.
And that def lineup with DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, Jaden Daniels, Reed, and I'm missing one other.
Reed, Daniels, Dante Edwards, and Anthony Davis. And Julius Randle.
Right, there we go. Julius Randle.
That's the def lineup.
That's the def lineup. Nobody's being that lineup.
I don't think so. I think that's very tough.
If they're healthy, because it's too much. First of all, their wingspan is ridiculous with all 5 of them.
Yes.
Their defense is ridiculous.
Yep.
And they can shoot all 3 of them. All 3 can shoot threes.
Yep. Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping for Denver, Minnesota. I'm ultimately hoping for in finals matchup Knicks versus Timberwolves.
That will be something because you have Julius Randle and Dante coming back to New York.
Right.
And Cat and his coach. Remember, Tibbs was the coach of Minnesota.
So, yes.
When he was there.
Before he went to the Knicks.
And so you do have a lot of subplots that could take place.
So, now, congratulations to Minnesota.
Congrats.
It was just a little sucking because, my man couldn't play. But
it is what it is. No, I know the feeling.
But I did still think we were going to lose that series because we were too small.
Yeah, but as I watched the series, I still watched every game, and I said, I could see a win there if Steph was here.
Right.
I could see a win there. Now, once you get to a game 7,
all bets is off.
All bets is off. You just toss it up.
Yeah.
And I got Jimmy Butler, Steph, and Draymond in terms of experience in a game 7. I think I take my chances. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And Buddy Hill probably plays a little bit better because,
Yeah, spacing.
Yeah. And lastly, what's the last series that we got?
That's the last series, but let's talk about the NBA draft.
Oh, the lottery pick. Yes. So that Tuesday was the lottery pick, and I guess everybody's surprised or upset that Nico got but I'm not, because I'm happy for him.
Yeah, so am I. Dallas Mavericks wound up getting the number 1 pick.
And the best trade.
You know what I mean?
Because Luka, as talented as he is, he's overweight. And he plays no defense.
What I'm seeing, I've watched Luka periodically. You know, you see the highlights, you look at the numbers, you go, wow, this guy putting up numbers. Last year in the finals, I really watched him, and it was exhausting watching him.
Yeah, your nephew was picking his pocket crazy.
Just let people blow by him, and he just isn't playing no defense.
Right.
And it gave me a snapshot of I'm not sure I want that guy on my team.
Right.
So when the Lakers make the move, and we know why they did it. You know, with the NBA, the NFL, the ratings.
Oh yeah.
We know.
NBA definitely screwed over
we
the
know
NFL.
what that was really all about. And LeBron is a no nonsense kind of guy.
Right.
And so
which might be why you felt like the chemistry was off in the playoffs.
The chemistry was off in the playoffs because LeBron is like, yo, dude, I prep a certain kind of way for every game, and to watch you come in here sloppy, not making any attempts. And so I think LeBron should consider that. But LeBron has to retire now. Okay? Enough is enough. He doesn't have the impact
that he once had.
Yeah, he's got numbers, but now he don't have impact.
Right.
And then when you look at all of the OGs who went down, Steph went down.
Yeah.
KD didn't even make it.
Right.
AD went down. Kyrie went down. LeBron and them lost. There's so many veterans.
Yeah, I mean,
it's time now for a new regime.
Giannis went down.
Giannis went down.
Kawhi
went down.
Yeah.
So it's
the Final Four could be either way. The Final Four, if the Knicks win tomorrow, the Final Four, one of those teams is gonna win their first championship.
One of those teams is gonna win their first championship.
Yeah.
Potentially, unless Denver.
Unless Denver, but let's just say OKC, like you said.
Right.
One of those first franchises is gonna win their first championship.
Yes. Sorry.
I know Knicks, but I'm not counting Knicks.
No, don't count the 70s and all that.
We're not counting. We're talking about
stuff.
currently, like now.
And so I think LeBron needs to retire. I think the draft.
He gotta play one more year with that 23 season.
I agree. The Spurs getting the second pick in the draft
and the 14th pick.
They puts them in position because now Giannis is on the market.
Whoever trades for Giannis and lands him, you're gonna get him for at least 5 more years.
Yes.
Prime Giannis.
Yes, and if you put him with Wemby and De'Aaron Fox
with Popovich at the GM president spot,
I think the Battle of Texas will be won.
Yeah, and those 3 matchups are gonna be hard. When you look at the Texas schedule, where you have Houston,
you got to go through Texas,
San Antonio, and Dallas.
It's gonna be a problem.
It's over.
It's gonna be a problem.
You can start that up for 3 wins, and that whole division now to be fighting for the best seed.
Yes.
But now Nico deserved this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand that it was rigged. I agree that it was rigged,
and he was taking a beating.
And mind you, he was looking at it smartly. Jaylen Brown kept picking Lucas Pickett. So was Tatum.
Yes.
And that was even after they had this finals matchup. The same thing kept happening.
Yes.
Also, AD, another big, to where he can play the 4 or the 5 with Garland and Likely.
But Gafford and Lightly, he gonna stay at the 4.
Right.
Which is what he was preaching to the Lakers for years. Get me a legitimate number 5.
Because the only time he was useful was when y'all had Dwight Howard and Jerome McGee.
Yeah, and he played the 4, and he didn't have to deal with Jokic, or he came in as the weak side help.
Right. And then you have Clay coming back for his second year, and you'll have Kyrie come back by late January,
early February, which is when he needs to come back anyway.
Right. And then Cooper can play defense. Can shoot the lights out, and he's skinny. He's not overweight. I don't have to worry about him.
He gonna come in there and ball out.
So
I'm happy for Nico.
Yeah, I'm happy for Nico too. That was a great move. And that was also obviously a consolation prize from Adam Silver.
Absolutely.
That is what it is. All right, on to NFL news. Justin Tucker, Ravens kicker, got released last week from the Ravens.
Wow.
I don't know how many seasons he's been with them, but he was
a staple of the culture there.
Yeah, and a great kicker.
And he's been missing some lately, and then he had some off the field issues.
He had some off the field issues that I think did play a part into it.
Yes.
And like we said on camera, there will be a 70-yard kicker coming into the NFL.
Yeah. Somewhere it's gonna be a kid who say, "Get me to the 50, and I got this."
Yeah, and this game's over.
Add the 17 yards,
right?
For you know, and I got this.
So, and I think they drafted a kicker as his replacement. I don't know where he'll go.
I'm pretty sure they did. I mean, you're not gonna let your kicker go.
Yeah, without a backup.
Yeah, securing another position.
But that was kind of shocking. I'm not gonna hold you when I read the report.
But you're not young forever.
Yeah.
And even the tackles. If you look at the tape and go, he's missing a lot of tackles
that
he didn't normally weigh.
yeah.
I can bring a young bull in here
Right.
who can get this job done. And
Yeah.
your football career's average 4 years.
Right.
If you make 10,
Yeah, you're lucky.
you've done
Yeah, you've done
some
great.
amazing work.
In other news, George Pickens gets traded to Cowboys.
Clap that up. They said he's a headache.
You going
In
to
the locker
another?
room.
You going to a headache organization and being a headache yourself.
No. However, you're going to a better regular season quarterback in
True,
Dak Prescott.
true.
So Dak will get him the ball in the regular season. You know the Cowboys. This is not. We're not going to talk playoffs and none of that. In the regular season, Dak will fire that ball down the field.
Yeah.
Right, and so. And if it's some
you got
veterans
CD
in the
Lamb.
locker, and CD Lamb, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's on a 1-year contract, so that I like.
Okay.
Because he'll probably be on his best behavior
Right.
because he obviously wants to cash out.
Yeah, Kasha. Yeah.
So we might get the best of Pickens.
Yeah, and that makes the division a little bit tougher.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough division.
Yeah, except for the Giants. I'm still not considering
Don't totally.
Unless
sleep
that
on them.
Ole Miss quarterback that they drafted, Dart, ended up becoming something.
Could be.
That's it for football.
Wait a minute, they got Wilson and they got
No, Wilson went to the Jets. You're confusing the two New York teams.
Russell Wilson.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you meant Justin Fields. My bad.
Justin Fields went to the Jets.
Yes, but Russell Wilson did go to the Giants.
And who's the backup for Russell Wilson? It's another black quarterback.
Jameis Winston.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Jameis Winston.
So we got some black quarterbacks in New York.
yeah.
I think Wilson, this is his last chance. He probably did this so Ciara can restart her music career.
And finally be in New York.
Huh?
And finally be in New York.
Yeah.
Because she did not, I know for a fact she didn't agree to the Pittsburgh move.
Yeah. It's a dark place.
But, I mean, yeah, I do agree. I think he's overdone. I think he should have retired. That's just me personally.
He's a placeholder for Dark.
Oh, okay.
Or who else they gonna get?
Archie Manning.
If they get Arch Manning, then the fix is really in.
Oh, man. We'll see. But,
see.
I forgot about the Giants. They got 3 quarter. Why would they have 3 quarterbacks?
A lot of teams carry 3. Yeah, they carry 3.
I guess I'm just used to 2.
They carry 3, but want to be on the practice squad, and probably Dart
Right.
if he could throw.
So
Dart
who starts?
second. It's Wilson's job, bro. He's a veteran. He gonna come in and earn that job.
How long do you think he can keep it for?
About 7 games.
Before they start Dart?
No, before they probably bring Dart on in.
Okay, all right. Let's get into culture. We'll start off with the Diddy. You can.
Okay.
We'll start off with the
I don't
Diddy
have
song.
any sound effects for it.
No, I mean, you can drop.
I thought you was looking for. I'm not dropping a bomb to the Diddy case.
I'm just saying, if you wanted to drop some special effect, but we're gonna keep this PG-13 because this is very graphic.
The Diddy situation is on its way. The details are being revealed.
Yeah.
They are very revealing, very shocking.
Read
very,
the transcripts if y'all get a chance.
Yeah. So, but we're in the beginning stages of ping ponging. Prosecution.
Yeah.
A defense.
They were talking about they wanted the jury to be more, I guess, women than men.
I'm not sure if the prosecution or Diddy wanted that.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's the prosecution so that they can show favor to Cassie.
Right.
And because Cassie's testimony, they said it wasn't a dry eye in the house when she got into details about some of the stuff that was done. And so the defense goes today.
Okay, so his people.
They're going to cross-examine her. And in cross-examination, you know how that goes.
Gotcha.
The reason it's going to be a little bit different because she's pregnant.
Right.
So you don't want to seem like you're just jumping down her throat.
Right.
But you got a job to do.
Right.
And it's my job to challenge her credibility.
Right.
Like, you knew what was going on here.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
was flying you around.
They did say
bottles of champagne.
I believe they did say in one of the text messages that she was down for one of the situations.
Yeah, but a lot of that could also be out of fear.
Right, well, she did admit that she did agree to a lot of them because she was afraid to.
Yeah, out of fear, and so it's who's going to paint.
And we know Diddy's an abuser, so.
Yeah, the best picture we have the footage of him doing foul things.
Right.
And so, but that doesn't necessarily mean all of the charges. So we're gonna see where this thing goes. Let's
But
just
does
put it like that.
he obviously go in your gut feeling, does he go down?
Yes. In my gut feeling, I think they have enough information,
Like there's no way he can
enough
pay
evidence
this off and
where he's going to go down for something. Now he's not gonna go down for what y'all think he's gonna go down
Right,
for.
okay.
Them freak off tapes will not be revealed with your favorite celebrities on them.
Because it would end America. That
would end America. So they're safe. And if he don't squeal, here's the thing. He ain't squealed yet. So that's a
Oh,
stand
he didn't
up.
play the snitch card yet.
He ain't dropped no names. And so,
Wait, what about that video when he dropped the list with his niece on his lap?
but that was subtle.
Oh, okay.
That was subliminally saying, don't forget, I
Right.
know what I know.
Right.
So in this scenario, if he beats the case,
So by some miraculous.
he comes out as a stand-up guy
Right.
because he didn't rat out the system.
Right.
So interesting stuff to keep an eye on.
Okay, I agree with that. I
You
agree
know?
with that. GTA 6, they dropped trailer 2 after they delayed the game. People was losing their minds.
Oh, when did 6 drop? I mean the trailer.
The trailer dropped maybe last Thursday.
How was it?
It was great. It was amazing. It held over the fans who got mad that they delayed the game.
Okay, okay,
I'll put
alright.
it like that. This is gonna be one of the biggest games probably of
All time.
all time, to be honest with you, of my lifetime. Because of how long it's been taking, it's gonna be 14 years since
How does
last
the
game.
graphics look?
Graphics look almost real. Almost like me and you type real.
Wow.
On top of that, when they drop that PS6 and then they drop it for that console,
Oh,
it's
that's gonna be
insane.
even more crazy.
Insane. Which
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
Ooh.
to book my money. I gotta save what my money is.
Yeah, you're
save
gonna have
for
to
that.
put
Yeah,
down a
'cause
little investment now, because the
Yeah.
6 is gonna be crazy.
That's gonna come because the year that it's gonna drop is 2026, which is usually when they drop the next gaming console. Other than that, it looked amazing. I like the graphics. I love the story. There are little hints to previous GTA games like Liberty City and probably Los Santos, where we just came from. So other than that, I feel like as a fan base, GTA Rockstar group, we are satisfied until
2026.
Yes,
Okay.
love that.
Say less.
Other news: Rihanna's pregnant for the 3rd time. Clap that out.
Clap that up.
I know you Rihanna fans are upset because y'all want this album. Also, I'm not gonna hold you. She's gonna drop a song tomorrow, but it's not from her projects.
It's from a movie,
It's
yes?
from a movie because I guess the Smurfs are coming back out for
Oh,
the
okay.
3rd time.
Okay.
The way you feel about Spider-Man is the way I feel about the Smurfs.
Yeah, dude, let it go. It's like 9 Spider-Mans, man. They keep rebooting it, man. I'm like, I'm done, man.
But this Spider-Man's gonna be the same character.
I don't care.
But yeah.
Spider-Man come home. Spider-Man go home. Spider-Man is home. He might come, but I'm done with the Spider-Man stuff. I am done. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the Smurfs. So listen, listen. I don't think I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree with you when we were talking about off camera, which was she's done with her music career.
Yeah, she's a mommy.
I don't think she even cares about dropping any new music for her fans.
No, I think she may drop one more just as a farewell.
But I feel like
but
she
will
would-
she put her heart into it?
Right.
Has she been going too long? Can she compete with these young girls?
Right,
Can she
right,
compete
right.
with Coco Jones?
Yeah,
and
and
SZA,
SZA, yeah.
and Walker.
Yeah.
and you know they got their little claws in this thing right now.
And then the rappers on top of that.
And
Like,
Doji and Doji
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Doja Cat. And
that's true. That's true.
You know, it's a lot going on.
But I mean, she still has a huge fan base. But people
Very
are
huge.
They're mad at 2 reasons now. So now they're mad because she's not married to A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
Which I heard she might be doing that for smart, tactical reasons.
Okay.
Because she makes more money than him.
Okay, all right. Love, listen, if they truly love each other, why are we worried about what they're doing?
True.
Let them people,
That-
them young people work that thing out for themselves.
The other reason was the fact that they wasn't married, and the other reason is they really want this reggae album
From her.
From her.
Okay.
But
okay.
clearly, I don't think she's interested anymore. I think at one point she was, but then she might have felt like
Thames.
Tim's, yes.
Tim's is
Tim's,
nice.
Nice, yes.
She's
Very
nice.
I think at one point she felt like, you know what, I might not be, I might not want to be a part of the industry anymore. This is why I feel like she's leaning towards like her more Fenty fashion.
Because the industry is dark.
Yeah.
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 Fenty fashion thing and just her perfume and fashion stuff. Because
Yeah.
A$AP is just into that as much as she is.
Yeah.
So, but congratulations on her. I know Drake is losing his mind right now.
Well, get a life, Drake. Get a life.
Pete Rose is unbanned from the MLB and will be eligible for the Hall of Fame next year.
Greatest hitter.
Of all time?
Greatest. Charlie Hustle is what we called them. Greatest hitter. Greatest just all-around athlete.
Does he have any World Series rings?
I think he has 2 with the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
And the way he hustled, the way his passion for the game. Now, the dark side of that, he was betting on games as a manager.
Yeah.
And so, but...
So was Michael Jordan, but...
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Hold on.
Allegedly.
Right? And so, Pete Rose has been banned from baseball because of the integrity. And the Black Sox scandal.
The White Sox?
It was called the Black Sox scandal in the early 20s or something. He's also eligible, but I think Pete Rose finally gets in, and they just need to put an asterisk, on his tomb. He gambled,
Right.
which should open the door.
And if you're gonna do that, you gotta let
Alex Rodriguez, Manny Ramirez, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds.
You put Barry Bonds in.
Roger Clemens.
Since when do we have credentials to allow people to not get in the Hall of Fame? NFL be doing that too, but I'll give them credit. The last few years, they've been letting the people that I want in.
Yeah, they've been...
Because Chris Carter had his final attempt.
Yes.
He got in. The only one who didn't get in that I felt bad for was the legendary Dallas Cowboys.
Drew Pearson guy.
Because that was his last year to get in.
Yeah, that was bad.
And remember, the whole team got in except for him.
Yeah, he was supposed to get in. Yeah.
So that whole team can get in. But whatever. And Starlin Sharp finally got in as well.
He did. He deserved to be in.
He deserved to been in. So, mind you, the baseball is the only criteria where y'all try to fit this
narrative.
Narrative that, like, no. Hall of Fame is Hall of Fame. I don't care how you get it done.
But just put a little asterisk.
I'm fine with that, too. Because everybody cheats.
Happened in the
somewhere
steroid
or
era.
another.
Barry Bonds, he juiced.
Right.
Put a orange juice container as a symbol.
McGuire.
Yeah, McGuire juice. Yeah.
Listen, everybody cheats.
Roger Clemens,
It just depends on if you get caught.
They always juice it. Alex Rodriguez juice it.
Yeah.
But he should be in the Hall of Fame too.
Sure, he won us that last World Series.
He sure did. Him and Teriyaki.
Yeah, Teriyaki. Yeah.
Did you say teriyaki?
I did. My fault.
His name was not teriyaki.
I know. It's crazy. Okay, last 2 things. Tory Lanez got stabbed 14 times in jail on Monday morning.
Let's send out our wishes to his family.
Yes.
He recovering.
Yeah.
He survived. We don't know. It was an unprovoked attack. The provoked attack, we don't know all the details.
And then a day later, Casey?
Yeah, Kelsey
Right,
from Meg Thee Stallion situation.
Ex-friend.
The bodyguard
came out and said that the friend shot Meg in the foot.
Yeah. And so now there's a campaign to free Tory.
Yes, to free Tory. He deserves to be free, and hopefully he gets that now.
Let's hope the justice is
it's properly served.
It's properly served.
And lastly, everybody's loving the Stefan Diggs and Cardi B relationship. I am too.
You like it?
I like it.
Okay.
I feel like Stefan has a plan B if this football thing don't pan out.
Pause. Plan B. Get it?
Yeah, Cardi B. Yeah.
They might not have a baby.
Stefan Diggs. Stefan digging Cardi B.
Stefan digging Cardi B.
Yeah.
And he has Plan B.
Yeah. But because this is his last opportunity. You was trying to stay in Houston. That didn't work out because you tore your ACL.
Where's he at now?
He signed a 3-year deal he signed a 1-year deal with the Patriots.
Oh, right.
So they really have more.
But he's really good. If he can come back healthy.
If he can come back healthy.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if this football thing don't pan out, you got Cardi B on the side.
Yeah, she don't have as much money as you think she has. She ain't put out an album in 10 years.
That's weird. That's where you got.
She's living off of.
You put that in my head.
Yeah. She ain't put out an album in 10 years.
You're the one that put that in my head. Yeah, I think she needs to drop. I mean, I don't know. Either her label is not putting that much confidence in her, or is it like
the rap game for females is different now. What's my girl name? Gorilla.
Yeah,
let her cook.
Yeah. But there's other female rappers dropping albums.
But now you coming out in a oversaturated market. You
That's
still
true.
Cardi B, but if you ain't dropping heat.
And at the time, you gotta remember at the time when she dropped the first album, it was on her and Nicki.
Nah, Nicki. That was it.
But now you got Lotto.
You got man, you name them. Doja Cat.
Doja Cat. You have Doji.
Glorilla. It's a bunch of them.
You have. I'm missing one other one. Yeah,
it's about 5 of them.
Yeah. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I'm happy for the relationship.
Yep.
And that makes me, I think it's gonna work out.
I hope so. I love black love.
Yeah. Black men don't cheat either.
No, black men never cheat. Ever. Everybody knows that.
All right, people. That is it for today's episode. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification when we upload our videos. We will see you guys in 2 or 3 weeks when I come back from vacation, because we're going on vacation for a little bit.
Aha.
And Dad will be holding down the fort at the crib. So, it is what it is. See you guys.
Peace.
For the greatest podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is able with your host, Eli and Fredy. So put your hands